started in child's pose. So again, knees wide, knees together, either works. Bottom back to your heels, chest towards the mat. You can rest your head on the mat. Taking a second to just let go of any thoughts you may have lingering on from the day. Maybe just any expectations you may have for your practice or judgments of what you think your practice may look like today. Just go ahead and let that go now. We're going to take a big inhale in through our nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Big inhale in through your nose. And sigh it out. One more big full inhale, filling up with oxygen. And then exhale, just letting everything out. And go ahead and rise on up to tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, really long through your spine as if maybe somebody has a string pulling from the crown of your head all the way down your tailbone, really long. Maybe swaying side to side if that may feel good, getting some movement out. We're going to inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your head, look up for cow pose. Exhale, round away, pressing the mat away to cat pose. We're going to do a few just like this. So inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, rounding away, pressing away from the mat. Big inhale, filling up. Exhale, pressing away. Big inhale, last one here. Exhale, pressing the mat away from you, letting all the oxygen out. We're going to come back to a neutral spine. We're going to inhale our right hand off the mat to the ceiling. Exhale through in between our hand and our leg. Inhale, rise up, lifting the arm up. Exhale, threading it through. Inhale, lift up, last one. Exhale, thread it through. Maybe go ahead and just put a little weight into that shoulder, giving it a nice release there. Inhale back to the center. We'll sit up for the other side. So this time the left hand goes up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, it comes all the way between your leg and your arm. Inhale, rise up, lift up. Exhale, thread it through. Last one, rise. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, threading it through. And we're going to let just a little weight into this one as we sit here for just a breath or two on the shoulder. And we'll come back to a tabletop position. We're going to inhale, tuck our toes, lift our hips up and back for our first down dog of the day. So maybe taking a second, pedaling your feet out. Maybe swaying side to side, that may feel good. And we're going to take a big inhale, lift up on our tippy toes. Exhale, we're going to press down through our heels. Big inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pressing down through the heels. Big inhale. Exhale, pressing down. One more big inhale. Exhale, pressing down. We're going to take a slow and steady walk to the front of our mat. So slowly walking our feet up to our hands. When we get to the top, just taking a second to hang heavy here. Again, your knees don't have to be straight. You can have a nice bend in them as long as our head is pointed towards the ground. Really elongating the spine and the neck here. Maybe shake your head yes to possibility and play for today's sequence. And maybe no to limitations and judgments. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, hands to the sky. We'll bring hands together to heart center. Eyes soft. Taking a moment to set our intention for today's session. Maybe paying attention to how you're talking to yourself, how you're treating yourself in today's practice. Are you being kind and are you being gentle? Or are you being judgmental and hard? Big inhale, rise your arms all the way to the ceiling. When the hands meet, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to keep doing these, just a few of these, just like this, getting some nice movement and heat starting to build in our body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Look up, and as soon as your hands meet at the top, go ahead and take them straight back down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up again. Once your hands meet at the very top, we're going to go ahead and bow all the way back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, last one, reach up, look up. And then we forward fold. So taking a moment here to make a box around our head. Maybe shifting our weight left and right. Again, shaking our head yes to possibilities and play. And no to limitations and self-limiting beliefs. We'll bring our hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step back into our lunge. Stepping back into our high plank. We're going to bring our knees to the ground. Slowly bring our chest to the ground. Inhale, lifting up, just a baby cobra here. Exhale, pressing all the way back, tugging the toes, hips up for our downward dog again. So 3 breaths here, so big inhale in through the nose, and exhale. Last one. We'll go ahead and take a step or walk to the front of our mat. When we get to the top, we're going to take a big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Just like before, once our hands meet, we're going to take it straight back down to the ground. So we're working on a sun salutation A here, and Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. We'll bring our knees to the ground. Slowly bring our chest to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, pressing all the way back for our downward dog. So 3 breaths here. Big inhale in through the nose. And exhale, side out. Big inhale in through the nose. And exhale, side out. Last one. Go ahead and take that walk to the front of our mat. Slow and steady, no need to be fast in any of this. Just moving breath with movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. We're going to do a couple more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. You're doing great. Exhale, knees to the ground, chest to the ground, slow and steady. Inhale, half. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So 3 breaths. Big inhale in through your nose. And exhale, side out. Big inhale in through your nose. And side out. Last one. And then to the front. Over the back. Here you go. Once we get to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Last until A. We got this. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Step back. One foot, then the other. Knees to the ground. Chest to the ground. Inhale, upward dog, baby cobra. However far you want to take it. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths here. Remembering yoga is a practice for your body. So always listening to your body first and my words second, and your practice is important. Child's pose is always right there waiting for you. If that's where you need to go. No judgments. Whenever you're done with your 3 breaths, we'll take a slow walk to the front of our mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Good job. Inhale, let's look up, reach up. And bring our hands to heart center. Nice. We're going to take a little bit of a chair pose here. We're almost done with the heated portion of this section, bringing heat to your body. And we'll start to cool it down and do some nice twists and some core work. So we're going to take it onto chair pose now. So going ahead and sitting back in your chair. Your knees are both pointed in the same direction. Your weight is back in your heels. You can even lift your toes off the ground. Your tailbone is tucked under. Your core is tight. We can even sit 1 inch lower in our chair for 3, 2, 1, and we'll forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, stepping 1 foot back, then the other. Low plank, so knees to ground, bringing all the way to the ground. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So pedaling the legs out here, we'll go ahead and take the right leg to the sky. We're going to do 3 crunches here. Let's do 5 because we're awesome like that, yeah? So we're going to bring knee to nose for 5 and send it back. For 4 and send it back. For 3 and send it back. For 2, send it back. And last one. Nice, and we'll go ahead and put that down. We'll go ahead and drop our knees, send our hips back for a quick child's pose before we do the other side. So maybe taking your weight back and forth, if that feels good. Maybe giving your wrist a second. Maybe even taking them behind your head together. Whatever feels good for you here. Before we take the other side. Whenever you're ready, lifting back up into our downward dog. And we'll go ahead and send the opposite leg to the sky. We got 5 crunches here, so knee to nose for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good work. Back down. We'll go ahead and take one more child's pose here. So maybe even putting your arms behind you for a second, or you can even spread them in between if you have a wide knee child's pose. Doing a little bit of the opposite work there. So we're going to come back up to our downward dog. We're almost through this hard portion. You're doing great. We're going to take our right leg to the sky. We're going to bring it behind our right hand. We're going to inhale, lift up for a high lunge. Good work. We got 3 dips here, so no need for your knee to hit the ground. We're just going to take 3 little dips. So we're going to dip for 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're going to drop the back heel, twisting that back foot open, parallel to the mat, front foot pointing in the front direction, arms opening up to the side for our warrior 2 pose. So fingers active, reaching to the front and the back of the room, dropping your chest away or your ears, shoulders away from your ears. Good, good. We're going to flip the front palm. We're going to reach to the front of the room and scoop it all the way back for our reverse warrior. Send this all the way back down to the ground for high plank. Knees to ground, chest to the ground. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to do the other side. Last part of these, like this big inhale with the opposite leg. Exhale, bring it right behind that left hand. Inhale, rise up for crescent, pressing away from the mat. Sometimes that can be a balanced pose in itself, lifting off the ground. We got our 3 dips here. So dipping for 3, 2, 1. We're going to send our back heel to the ground, twisting open for our warrior 2. So again, reaching to the front and the back of the room. Big toes pointing to the front of the mat. Back off. Knife edge of the foot pressing to the mat. We're going to flip our front palm, reach to the front of the room and scoop it all the way back for our reverse warrior. Exhale, bring it all the way down to the ground. Stepping that foot back. Knees to the ground. Chest to the ground. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, let's take a little belly shavasana here. So bringing your hands, a little pillow under your head. Taking a second to tune back into your body. How it's feeling after working hard for you. Maybe giving it a moment of gratitude for what it's allowing you to be capable of. Big inhale into your nose. Exhale, side out. We're going to give our feet a little windshield wiper. Left and right. as we do just a quick balancing pose before we start winding it down, I'm going to take a quick tree pose. So coming really strong into your left leg, bringing all your weight into it, lifting your right off your toes. Your hands can be at heart center or at your hips. And we're just going to go ahead and lift that leg up onto the side of our leg. You can be at the bottom, you can leave it as a kickstand. You can bring it all the way up, whatever feels good for you. Finding a drishti or focal point to really stare at and find focus at. Whenever you find balance, we're going to reach our branches out long in the room. And then we're going to slowly bring them back together. And we're going to release that foot just as slow as we came in into the opposite side. So if you need to shake it out, shake it out. We're going to come really strong into the right foot for this time. Hands to heart center, hands to hips, whatever feels good for you. Whenever you feel nice and strong, we're going to slowly lift that leg off the ground. Again, finding a focal point, finding a drishti to really stare at. Whenever you're ready, growing your branches out. And if you wobble out, if you stumble out, that's okay. You get bonus points today. Growing new pathways for next time. Bring our hands back together just as slow as we brought them out wide. And slowly release that foot back down. And we'll shake that out. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and come all the way back down to be seated. And we're going to take a quick waterfall as we begin to slow our practice down and kind of start to do part of the more restorative work that comes at the end of yoga. A block is great if you have a block. If not, you can use a blanket, a pillow, just something to prop underneath your hips. And take your feet to the sky. This is a great option for a very passive inversion. Not doing a lot of work here, as if you didn't have the block underneath your bum or a blanket. You can test it out, try the difference, see what it feels like. We just want to come to a nice restorative pose as we start to bring our practice to a close and start to wind it down. It's not often we take inversions and let gravity do a little opposite work than what it normally does. Remembering to breathe while we're here. Taking a big inhale in through the nose. And exhale everything out. You're going to wiggle your toes or give your legs some circles. And whenever you're ready, we're going to remove the block out from underneath us. We're going to give our knees a nice squeeze into our chest. And we're going to take a happy baby. So fingers to the big toes. They can be the soles of the feet. Whatever feels good. It's okay if you wobble out, roll out, maybe rock side to side. Wherever you're at is perfect in your practice. It's exactly where you need to be. And we're going to release our happy baby. Bring our feet to the mat, just close to our bottom. We're going to cross our right leg over our left leg and draw our knee into our chest. Our top foot's going to come all the way down to the ground on the opposite side. Our right arm's going to come out long as we look over in the opposite direction of our legs. And just breathe here. allowing for this gentle twist to happen. And gravity do some of the work here. Lift back to the center, hugging both knees into your chest. And sending them back down to the ground as we do this on the opposite side, so crossing the opposite leg over, lifting up towards us. Again, sending that foot towards the ground, looking over at the left arm in the opposite direction. And a twist in the opposite direction. Our knees back into our chest. We'll take a nice squeeze on them as we take the gentle Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together. And one hand on the heart, one hand on the chest. As we start to draw our practice inward for these last few minutes in a Shavasana pose. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sighing it out. We'll go ahead and extend our feet to the ends of our mat. Setting up in a really comfortable position for Shavasana. So getting out any wiggles, any movements that you may need to make to let yourself comfortable. Your hands can be on your chest. They can be palms up next to you. They can be palms down next to you if you're wanting something a little more grounding. Whatever feels good and allows you to just draw your awareness inward for these last few minutes of rest and recovery. Taking a second to maybe check back in with your thoughts. How are you treating yourself in your practice today? Were you kind and gentle with your words, like you would to a child or a best friend? Or were you harsh and judgmental and picky and fearful? You decide the way your thoughts allow you to talk to yourself. So inhaling all the positive thoughts. And exhaling anything that's no longer serving you any longer. If you find your mind gets lost thinking about something different than your breath, whether positive and negative, just bring it right back to the steady wave in and out of your body, always there waiting for you as an anchor. taking a moment to relax any of the muscles around your face and jaw. You may be holding tension. Just let that go for a complete moment of relaxation. Take a big inhale in through your nose and exhale it out. Maybe begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring awareness back into the room. Maybe reaching overhead like you're stretching in the morning. And then even rolling onto one side. Before coming back to a seated position. Hands at your heart. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this practice in this video. Till next time.